to you by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
Swing and a fly ball. Left field indeed. Arozarena turns. Gone! A Springer dinger. 4-3 Blue Jays in the bottom of the seventh. And listen to this place go. The payoff. And for the first time in 32 years, the Blue Jays have won the pennant. He got it. The Blue Jays win the pennant. The Blue Jays win the pennant. They're going to the World Series. Right up the gut. There goes Gibbs. Foot race. Winfield can't get there. Touchdown Lions. Running behind a heavy formation and just walking into the end zone. And Seattle builds this lead in the final minute of the third quarter. Second touchdown for Charbonnet tonight. They're down by 15.
I think they've got really good skilled kids on offense, as they always do. They're a little bit different than they have been in the past. They've got a new defensive coordinator. I know he had been there, but they're a little bit different in the past on defense. But you can take everything and throw it out when it comes to this game, because especially when both teams had bye weeks. So you're going to see some different looks, I'm sure.
I do hope that there's an extra sense of urgency and attention to detail. Obviously, we've knocked on the door on this a few times, but you know, we've got to be able to play well for 60 minutes on Saturday.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome into another episode of Sports Day. My name is Brant Daughtry. Landon Winkler is over in the corner running the video feed and the cameras. If you're interested in watching this show as well as listening to it, you can do so by going to greatbendpost.com, clicking on the Sports tab, and from there you should see the most recent post say something to the effect of Tuesday on Sports Day, and in parentheses, watch. And you click on that, it'll take you right to the video feed for today's episode of Sports Day. Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College, offering exceptional and affordable learning opportunities supporting student, community, and employee needs. My name is Brant Daughtry. I'm the host of the show, and we kick off today's show, as we do every single day, with the sounds of the past 24 hours. The Toronto Blue Jays won Game 7 4-3 over the Seattle Mariners last night, securing the AL pennant and advancing to the World Series for the first time since 1993, when they won back-to-back titles in 92 and 93 over the Braves and the Phillies. That game was pretty crazy. That home run from George Springer was, I mean, I've spoken about it before. I absolutely love playoff baseball. I love the way it sounds. I love a good crowd pop. And that was as crowd pop as you're going to get for that home run. And then that final out was pretty incredible as well, because that was the go-ahead run, I believe, at the plate. I believe the Mariners had a runner on when that final strikeout was recorded. So really impressive stuff from the Blue Jays. I wanted Seattle to win that series. I feel like that fan base, that town, that city, that team even deserves some good things to happen to them. But they're going to have to wait until next year. I think they'll still have a pretty good shot at it next year. But, you know, I don't know if Cal Raleigh's going to hit 60 home runs again in a year. That would be impressive if he could pull it off. But just not something you see all that often, especially from a catcher. Can he do it again? I don't know. But I do think that that's a really good team. I think they're going to regroup, and they'll have a shot at it next year. But it's over for this year, and we have your World Series matchup. It'll be, it'll be the Blue Jays and the Dodgers in a matchup where I think everyone will be picking the Dodgers to win this one, especially since they were able to get a sweep, and the Blue Jays had to take it in Game 7. Man, it sucks for the Mariners. The Mariners got out to a 2-0 lead in that series, and then Blue Jays tied it up again. But then, you know, Seattle had two chances to win the thing, and they went 0 for 2. And because of that, Toronto wins the AL pennant for the first time since the early 90s. I will say, credit to the Blue Jays. They've been to the World Series twice. They've won it twice. They are a team that's at least a franchise that has a history of winning those kinds of matchups. And I don't know. You'll be able to hear those games on our airwaves when that does come around. I believe game 1 is set for Friday, and we will have that game for you on Friday right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM, but not at the moment. No sports on tonight, which is just heartbreaking, unless there's like some Mid-Atlantic Conference college football game on that I'm not aware of. But for the first time since really the postseason started in baseball, we don't have any sports to watch, and that's heartbreaking. But we are getting set for the World Series. We still have college football happening. NFL happened last night. We'll get to that in just a second. But overall, congratulations to the Blue Jays. I'm rooting for them over the Dodgers, but I'm not optimistic. We'll talk more about that when the series comes, though. Also, the sounds of the past 24 hours, the Lions defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last night by a score of 24-9. Jahmyr Gibbs had 218 total yards and 2 touchdowns. Bucs receiver Mike Evans suffered a concussion and broke his collarbone on the same play during the game, and he'll be out for a very long time with that broken collarbone. The Lions looked kind of like how the Lions are used to looking here recently, and I do think that the Bucs didn't look great. I love Baker Mayfield. He didn't look fantastic, but I think that was more the Lions defense coming out with their hair on fire. It sucks for Mike Evans, man. Fan of a division rival, but I love Mike Evans. He's been so consistent for so long. This is, I believe, his 14th season. It's either his 13th or his 14th season out of Texas A&M. And he's been with Tampa Bay the entire time. He's had 1,000 yards every single year, which has never been done before. And he is just such an incredible player, an incredibly consistent player. He's never been the best wide receiver in the NFL, but he's always been one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. And for him to finally have a long-term injury and in a contract year as well, that sucks. It sucks for him. And I hope that, I hope that whenever he does come back from this injury, it's not going to cost him too much. But he's older. He's on the wrong side of 30 for a wide receiver, and I don't know. It could be a minute before we see Mike Evans, and we may never see him at the level we've been used to from him again, and that would hurt because he's one of the more likable dudes in the NFL as well. Also on Monday Night Football, because we're still doing Monday night doubleheaders for some reason, the Seattle Seahawks defeated the Houston Texans last night by a score of 27-19. Jackson Smith-Njigba of the Seahawks caught 8 passes for 123 yards and a touchdown, while Zach Charbonnet scored 2 touchdowns on the ground. Jackson Smith-Njigba coming out of Ohio State, I felt like he had a chance to be really good. Ohio State just churns out really good wide receivers, but he's turned better. He's turned out better than I think anybody could have reasonably expected. Sam Darnold, since leaving the Jets, has not looked great by any means, but he still shows every now and then why he was a first-round pick, why people thought he was going to be so good. And I don't know. He seems to have found a home in Seattle. They're not great, but he's playing well, and I think they're a tough out right now, even if they're not one of the better teams in the NFL, and they looked really good last night against the Texans. And lastly, Chris Kleiman and Lance Leipold both spoke yesterday about the upcoming matchup between Kansas and Kansas State, a matchup that has been dominated by Kansas State the last decade and a half. The Sunflower Showdown takes place at 11 a.m. on Saturday. This will be a really interesting matchup. Both teams coming off of byes, both teams coming off their second bye of the year. Kansas State has not had the year they wanted. They're 3-4, but they've looked better over the last couple of weeks. They went into the bye week with a win over TCU. They looked really good in that win. The defense forced a couple of turnovers. The offense was able to move the ball effectively. Kansas has had the better overall season, but they went in with a bad loss to Texas Tech. Now, no shame in that. Texas Tech is a really good team this year, and I think will continue to be a really good team. But overall, I don't know who wins this one. It's in Lawrence. I think this is going to be another game that is pretty tight. I think it certainly has the opportunity to be a very tight game. And I'm really looking forward to watching it. I think it'll be a really fun game. I think that, the 11 a.m. kickoff kind of sucks. I don't think any rivalry game should ever kick off at 11 a.m., especially when it's not rivalry week. Like, this is a middle of the season rivalry. There's not many matchups that are fantastic that immediately spring to mind. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll look at it at some point. But anyway, Sports Day today is brought to you in part by the Marmy Auto Group here on 10th Street in Great Bend. Also brought to you by Sutherland's, helping you build it better since 1917. From quality lumber, plywood, and OSB to cabinets, plumbing, hardware, and power tools, they have everything you need to get the job done. Visit Sutherland's on 10th Street. Also brought to you in part by the Barton Cougar Booster Club. continuing their efforts to make the Barton Community College athletics programs the best in the country. I'm so excited for Barton basketball. I'll be the voice for Barton basketball this year. Baseball and softball when possible as well, but with the basketball season coming up, I'm so excited for that because of the expectations surrounding that program. But to talk more about the Sunflower Showdown, I don't know who wins it this year. I think it's two teams that are pretty similar, down to the fact that they both have very good running quarterbacks, and they're both, maybe I won't say that Kansas has had a disappointing season. I think that Kansas was coming in maybe expecting a 7-5, 8-4, and maybe if you get a little bit lucky, you find 9 wins over that schedule. But Kansas State is having a disappointing year, but I would say over the past 2 or 3 weeks, they've played as the better team. Maybe. I don't know. Some may disagree. But either way, we're going to get to our first break. When we come back, I spoke with Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Kansas State Wildcats. He helped preview that matchup a little bit, gave us the K-State perspective on it. I think this is a really fun conversation. I think you're going to enjoy it. Playing the conversation with Wyatt Thompson when we come back. You're listening to Sports Day live from the Mayo Money Management Studio right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Sutherland's is your complete home improvement and hardware store. Tens of thousands of products are in stock at everyday low prices. Sutherland's also offers custom buildings, including post-frame barns, garages, and deck packages too. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Sutherland's, always ready to help you with any project. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, plywood, and OSB, fencing, power tools, furniture, and more. They simply sell for less. Sutherland's, West 10th, Great Bend, helping America build it better since 1917.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmy's, make it happen.
Service from people you know, quality products and professional installation. That's Kern Floor Service. Stop by Kern Floor Service and browse through the different selections of flooring from laminate to vinyl, carpet, wood, and ceramic tile. See their selection of area rugs or special order the one that fits your decor, and don't forget, they can spice up those countertops too. So stop by Kern Floor Service today. Kern Floor Service, 908 Coolidge in Great Bend.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Hey Cougar fans, this is Brant Daughtry, voice of the Barton Cougars. Cheering from the stands is great, but you can give our athletes a true competitive advantage by joining the Cougar Booster Club. Boosters provide the best equipment and facility upgrades, helping Barton athletes succeed at the regional and national level. Whether you're a business or an individual, your support matters. Call 620-792-9377 and become a Cougar Booster today. Go Cougars!
The 20K Christmas Cash Giveaway, presented by Cornerstone Automotive and Tire, Mater Plumbing, Heating and Air, your Bryan dealer, whatever it takes, and Mayo Money Management. And today you can get qualified to become our latest instant finalist at Mayo Money Management. Find them on the corner of 16th and Main in Great Bend from 1 until 4. Now is the time to stop in and talk to Tiff if you have any questions about the markets, interest rates, or inflation fears. When it comes to stock market prices, Mayo Money Management is here to help navigate uncertainty with a clear plan. Because knowledge is power, and panic, it's not a strategy. The team at Mayo Money Management is watching fluctuations and emerging trends every day, helping protect what you've built and positioning you for what's next. If you're looking for ideas on how to spend $20K come December 13th, Mayo Money Management would be a great place to invest that $20K. And you could become our latest instant finalist with a $20K Christmas Cash Giveaway, presented to you by Cornerstone Automotive and Tire, Mater Plumbing, Heating and Air, your Bryan dealer, whatever it takes, and Mayo Money Management, your latest place to become an instant finalist today from 1 until 4.
Welcome back into Sports Day. Brant Daughtry here with you, now joined by the voice of the Kansas State Wildcats. It's Mr. Wyatt Thompson joining us. as he does every Tuesday. And Wyatt, it is a busy week over there in Manhattan.
It really is. I'm excited for it because we've got another edition of the Sunflower Showdown, which is always exciting for both schools, the state of Kansas, all of the young players that represent both teams, all of those types of things. And then we've got an exhibition game at Mizzou Arena in Columbia on Friday night with Coach Tang as he starts year number 4. So pumped up for this week after the bye week last.
Let's get to what everybody wants to talk about. Like you said, Sunflower Showdown. Kansas State has a heck of a winning streak going. You and I were talking about this. The last time Kansas beat Kansas State in the sport of football was 2008. For reference, I'm 27 years old. I was 10. I was in 4th or 5th grade at the time that happened. And this is a matchup that has been close a lot, but K-State continues to find ways to win it.
I told a couple of my friends this week, in 2008, I still had a little bit of hair. Yeah, it's been a remarkable thing, to be honest with you, Brad, because it's you don't really think about it in just that space of, 16 times in a row in football is crazy, I think. But it shows you, it's been pretty one-sided through most of those 16 games. There have been some exceptions. But I think the exciting part for a lot of fans, especially on the KU side, is 2 years ago was a 4-point game. Last year was a 2-point game. So they're better, and everybody knows it. I think that just kind of adds more hype and what have you to the rivalry. And, it's going to end sometime. We all understand that. As a Wildcat, you hope it's, 15 years down the road or 20. But, the odds are that, might not happen that way.
So talk a little bit about KU, what you've seen from them. Obviously, Jalen Daniels, the guy that stands out amongst that crowd, but I think that offense has a lot of players you have to worry about.
Absolutely true. But I think it all starts with him. He's a guy that can extend plays. He's really a pretty darn good thrower. He can be a dynamic runner. He can be a hard quarterback to get to the ground just because of his lateral movement and quickness and those types of things, and just his feel for the game. He's been there 6 years, and, he's thrown for over 8,000 yards and all of those kind of things. He can really play. When he's at his best, he is as good as anybody in the league. I don't know that they have a Devin Neal in the backfield, but the guys that they have are good. I really like Emmanuel Henderson, the Alabama transfer, playing receiver for them. He's got a good catch radius. He's really aggressive and goes after the ball. I think their line has been pretty good, especially based on what they lost from a year ago. So they're, like everybody else in the league, they've got a couple of good tight ends. So offensively, they're quite good without question.
Talk about the X's and O's matchup here. Chris Kleiman, obviously been at K-State for forever. Lance Leipold is really taken over that KU program, and it feels like the X's and O's matchup here is going to be really interesting.
Well, I think so, too. You've got two teams that I think are somewhat similar and yet somewhat different, too. Both teams, I think, really have some dynamic playmakers. Now, K-State may be short one if Dylan Edwards can't go, and Coach mentioned at his press conference on Monday that it would probably be a bonus if Dylan is able to play. So that tells me he's not expecting that to happen. But, you think about Avery Johnson, you think about Jace Brown, you think about, some of the other guys that they have, Jerron Tibbs. They've got J.B. Bradley, but KU's got, their share too, and it all starts with, Jalen, who we talked about, and Henderson. But I just think that we're in for a really interesting game. But to me, all of that being said, I think you want to look at two things here. You want to see the production on first down from both teams, and see what that looks like, because K-State, I think, has proven this year that when they're second and third and medium or short, they're tough to handle. But that's also true for Kansas. And then I think you look at, who runs the ball most efficiently, because the best way to defend Jalen Daniels is if he's standing on the sideline as a watching participant. Does that make sense? And so if K-State, and they've been better at time of possession here in the last three games, if they can possess the ball more than Kansas, then I think that augments their chances.
Both of these teams are coming off of their second bye week as they both played in week 0 earlier this year. How much difference do you expect as far as play calling and scheme and things like that from these teams?
Well, I think with the bye week, you're going to see both teams do some things that they probably haven't showed either at all or very infrequent. My guess is more at all. That's part of the thing that you think about. If you're coaching these teams, that's what you concern yourself about the most. I gave an example in a couple of other interviews today that, if you really study the number of carries for both of these dynamic running quarterbacks, they don't average a ton of carries. Is that going to play out in the Sunflower Showdown, or are we going to see KU, say, run some quarterback run game or, option football? Or will Kansas State maybe turn Dillon a little more loose than normal? I think all of that is in play here, right? At least that's the way I see it.
Talk about the health of Kansas State, and you've already talked about Dylan Edwards a little bit, but who else is banged up, and who's a maybe, who's a yes? What does the roster look like?
Well, he mentioned yesterday, Coach Kleiman did, that Tobi Osensami is lost for the year. We were fearful of it all along, and that's very significant, in my opinion, just because he's the best pass rusher on the team. So you're going to have multiple guys stand up and be counted there, whether it's Ryan Davis, whether it's Malcolm Alcorn Crowder, maybe a little bit more from maybe a Cody Stufflebean or something like that. Edwards and Toby are certainly the most significant. I worry a little bit about, Chase Brown. I think last week he played okay, but he didn't have that explosion off the ball that he normally has, and hopefully a week away from it will make that a little bit better. He's got a foot that he's been dealing with. So those are the three guys that kind of jump out probably more than anybody else. But, both teams are dealing with it some, but if you think about it, and you take Dylan Edwards away and you take Tobi Osensami away, that's pretty significant. I'm not going to lie about that.
And you've already talked about him a little bit, but Jalen Daniels, such a dynamic runner for that KU offense. How do you expect Kansas State to try and keep him in the pocket?
Well, you have to spy him some. You probably can't do it all of the time. One of the things that's really hard is and this is totally complimentary to the KU offensive coordinator and the others on that side of the ball. They do a lot of things and give you a lot of looks. Lots of motion, those types of things. They'll move those tight ends / H-backs around too, like so many do these days. So you better be locked in on your keys and your gap assignment stuff. If you do that, does it make it easier? Well, in theory, you hope that's the case. But just be sound, and then you're going to give up some yards and some points because they're good, And again, I'll stress this because I think it is important. If K-State can run the ball and they keep KU on the sideline more than they're used to, then I think you have a legitimate chance to win over there.
You've called this matchup several times. Take us through some of your favorite moments in the Sunflower Showdown. What sticks out when you think of this rivalry?
Well, it goes even farther back than just my 23 seasons and into 24 here now, and I've been so honored to be here a long time and see a lot of K-State wins. They always say that there's nothing quite like that first one, right? And my first game was in 2002. It was a big victory, and so I'll always cherish that one. But there have been others. You think about last year and how K-State won that game. It was a late, long field goal to win it. I think even before my time, I remember Snyder's first win against KU. I believe it was 91, and they were down late in the game. And I remember Mitch Holtis, the voice of the Chiefs now, with the call. And calling it a big win. And, those things they stay with you forever if you're really into this rivalry and what have you, like I am.
And you've already talked about it a little bit, but basketball as well, getting underway with the preseason or the exhibition game in Como on Friday. Yeah. Preview that matchup. Missouri, a team coming off a decent year. They made the tournament last year. Just talk about that matchup and what you're expecting to see.
Yeah, I appreciate you asking that because they're going to be good. They've got 7 guys back from a year ago, a team that won 22 and went to the second round. One of their top players is a Kansas City area kid, Mark Mitchell, who is a 6'9", 230-pound player. He's from Bishop Miege High School in Kansas City. But they've also added some interesting pieces, from my perspective, in the portal. Javon Porter, who is a younger brother of Michael, who played there not that long ago and won an NBA title with the Nuggets not that long ago, is a really fine player. They've got a kid by the name of Sebastian Mack, who is a transfer from UCLA. So it's going to be a deep and big and quality team, and I think it will test K-State right out of the gate. I think this is all about, from my perspective at least, where is K-State at in the growth process? They've been together, doing a lot of things, but now we get into the games, and how do you handle everything? I'm anxious to see that. I like what I've seen so far from this group. Certainly P.J. Haggerty is the headliner, returning All-American. He was at Memphis a year ago. He's been called one of the top 10 portal players in the country this year in major college basketball, and I think averaged 21-7 last year. So it should be a really fun way to start. It's an exhibition game, and we're a little ways away from opening the regular season on November 4th. But I think this will tell us, it isn't going to tell us everything, but it's going to be a nice little measuring stick on where they're at as they try to get better and get this season started.
And you talked a little bit before we came on air, you and I just talking for a minute. The logistics of this are going to be interesting because that game does not tip off until 9 p.m., you said, and then you've got an 11 a.m. kickoff in Lawrence the next morning. So how in the world are you going to pull that off?
Well, it's a little bit dicey, but we've done it before. We'll do it again. Fortunately, the weather's may be a little bit chilly, and there is, I guess, a chance of rain on Friday into Saturday morning early. But, we'll go over on Friday morning to Columbia, go through the shoot-around and all the pregame stuff with the basketball guys, call the game, and then Stan and I will bust it back to Kansas City, probably stay at his place that night/morning. I don't think we're going to get much more than a couple, 2 or 3 hours of sleep, but that's okay. We usually get to the facilities for an 11 a.m. game on the road. We go on the air at 9 o'clock, a couple hours or so, maybe 2.5 hours prior to that. So you're talking about getting there at 6:30 and us getting off the air about probably 11:45 or close to midnight on Friday night. So if you start doing the math, it's going to be pretty short.
Should be fun, though. Hey, at least you're coming off a bye, though.
Exactly. And you know what? We're not digging ditches. I like to say that all the time because it's not like I'm really working for a living, right?
Absolutely. As someone who's kind of in this business at the high school and junior college level, there are a lot worse things you can do than be up late calling a basketball game or a football game, right?
Without a doubt. And I told a really good friend the other day, I can count on maybe 2 hands how many games I've paid to watch here over the last 20-some years. So call that good fortune as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely. Wyatt, looking forward to Saturday, looking forward to Friday as well. And as always, thanks for coming on.
Well, appreciate it, man. Thanks for the opportunity to talk on your station about K-State. I appreciate all the people down there. Go Cats. We'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir. He is Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Kansas State Wildcats, joining us here on Sports Day. Big thanks to Wyatt Thompson. He's been doing it for a long time, and as always, he is just such a joy to talk to. And it's kind of funny, every time I call Wyatt, before the interview, he and I just spend 5 minutes talking about life and about the state of things. And yes, it's always centered around Kansas State, but I mean, again, the dude is just he wants to hear how I'm doing, and I really appreciate that. He's a great guy, and he's really easy to talk to, and so to call him up and just have that before the interview process, and him just go, "Hey man, how you doing?" It's great. And obviously Sunflower Showdown on Saturday is going to be a lot of fun. Like I said during the interview, K-State has won that matchup a lot. I mean, what do we say, 16 years in a row? It's been since 2008 that KU has won it. So who knows? Maybe this will be the year. And if it is, we'll talk about it. Sports Day today is brought to you by Kern Floor Service. Whether you need a new ceramic, porcelain, or natural stone floors, their knowledgeable and friendly flooring experts are here to help you find the perfect floor for your home decor and budget. Visit the Great Bend showroom at 908 Coolidge to see, touch, and feel the latest styles. Also brought to you by Cody Crook of Red Cedar Land Company. Whether you're looking to sell your land or find the right property to buy, Cody takes pride in understanding your goals and making the process as smooth as possible. Call Cody at 620-617-7320, or you can visit redcedarland.com. We got to get to our next break. When we come back, Lyles Lashley, the world-famous Cajun chef, joined me to talk a little bit about Great Bend High School cross country and their performance at the WAC tournament the WAC meets down in Liberal over the weekend. That conversation when we come back. You're listening to Sports Day, live from the Mayo Money Management Studio right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Barton Community College has college classes that fit your life and your budget. With 5 flexible start dates, Barton Online is perfect for picking up a class or earning your associate's degree at less than half the cost of a university. Study anytime, from anywhere. Save time, save money. Start strong with Barton Online. Ready to take the next step? Visit online.bartoncccc.edu and enroll today.
C&E Doors, this is Eddie.
I need some work done.
Are you in a haunted house?
No, it's my garage door. I think I might need a new one.
We can take a look. We can do repairs and replacement. We'll see what's right for you.
What a relief. I thought I was going to get stuck in here.
Call the guys in orange at C&E Doors to fix your haunted house.
C&E Doors, Great Bend. Follow the orange signs just south of 10th and Harrison.
Selling your farm or ranch acres can be stressful. At Red Cedar Land Company, they are extremely diverse in the number of ways they can represent you, and they tailor each project to meet their seller's needs. One of the biggest questions for a seller is, what is my land worth? At Red Cedar Land Company, they offer a free market analysis to help you better understand the value of your land. You deserve a better selling experience. Put your trust in Red Cedar Land Company. Call Cody Crook with Red Cedar Land Company at 620-617-7320. Needing a healthcare plan for your business? Let the experienced team at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your needs. Whether you're a large company or a small business on Main Street, FCMI can help you provide employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. From setup to ongoing support, they handle it all. Schedule your free no-obligation health assessment today at freedomclaimsinc.com. That's Freedom Claims Management Incorporated, with locations in Great Bend, Russell, and Plainville.
Sports, leisure, fitness, and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at the Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend, or check out the all-new website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Welcome back into Sports Day, now joined by the world-famous Cajun chef and head coach of Great Bend High School cross country. Coach Lyles Lashley joins us over the phone. And Coach, over the phone, apparently that's a little bit of an adventure for you right now. What did you tell me happened over the weekend?
So we're at the food truck, and I had the light out looking at my fryer, and the phone slipped in my hand and dropped into the fryer, actually. And it took me a few minutes to fish it out, so I just assumed it was fried or burnt or in pieces or whatever. And so I was throwing a temper tantrum, of course. So when I fished it out, the only thing it said was, "Your phone is overheated." So I let it cool down a little bit, thinking there's no way this thing's going to work. Took the OtterBox off of it, and then all of a sudden, as soon as it underheated, it worked just perfectly fine, which was amazing. I even sent a message to OtterBox thinking maybe I'd get like a commercial or something out of that, or maybe at least a free OtterBox or something to be able to do that, and it was no go. They didn't respond to me. So, but I still thought it was pretty cool that the phone itself survived 350-degree heat. It does smell a little fishy, but it's okay.
No, I'm assuming the fryer was running when you dropped it into it.
Oh yeah, it was 350 degrees.
So how did you get it out of there?
I had to get a spoon, like a metal spoon, and dig it out of there. I first tried actually there's a fly swatter on the table, so dummy me grabbed it, and I think and that didn't work too well.
I'm assuming the fly swatter didn't last very long in that the boiling grease.
No, it was like putting my hand in there. That was my second thought. So I've dropped the phone in the lake. I've dropped the phone in the toilet. I've dropped the phone in the fryer. So I'm doing pretty good.
And somehow it's holding on, at least well enough for us to have a conversation.
Yes, it's miraculously surviving.
That's outstanding. All right, so you
you can't go anywhere after that, can you?
Yeah, we've there's no good transition. We just got a hard cut into the cross country talk. You guys went south, went down to Liberal for WAC championships. Your boys finish in third place. Girls finish in first. That is your, I believe your fifth consecutive WAC championship on the girls' side, Coach.
That's correct. We like I said, we had a lot of turnover from last year, and I don't think anybody expected us to come in with the crew we had coming in to be able to do this, and especially Dodge had a really good group coming in too. But those girls bonded together, and we only have 7, so we're really thin. And but they did what it took to win the thing. And like I said, Dodge had beaten us earlier in the year at Rimrock, so those girls definitely wanted to get some revenge on them.
A name that we've talked about a lot on the cross on your girls' side, Decorah Schroeder. She got first in this by 15 seconds. This is for people who are not familiar. Illustrate how impressive it is to win a race by 15 full seconds.
No, it's definitely impressive. I mean, especially as freshmen. Those 3 girls have kind of interchanged amongst each other all year long. I thought Bella ran well too, and Sydney's been a little banged up. I thought for her to go out there and compete, being banged up, she definitely did well. I know she was disappointed, but for Decorah to come out, like I said, as a freshman to win it and to do that, there's not many freshmen that could say they're league champion right off the bat, and so that was a very impressive run by her.
And you mentioned Bella Long. She comes in second. And, Coach, we've talked about it a lot. Young team, but the young girls are being impressive. And like you said, winning WAC as a freshman and coming in second as a sophomore, that's got to get you excited for what's coming up the next couple of years.
It is. And, I think that what really won it for us, too, we knew those 3 were going to be at the top, but I think going into this thing that Sam Nygaard was ranked, I think, about 17th or 18th, and she finished 8th. And then Mackenzie Gwynn, who's another freshman, Sam's a sophomore. Mackenzie, she's been a little banged up also. She finished, I think she was ranked about 24th going in, and she finished 16th. For those 2 to step it up like that, I was really impressed, and it's really what put us over the top as performances by our 4th and 5th girl. But like I always tell them, we're only as good as our 5th person.
You also, Coach, were named Coach of the Year in WAC for the WAC this year, and just I don't really have a question associated with that. I just want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you. I wish it was something really cool. I mean, it's awesome to do that, but track and cross country is never really cool because they just give the winning coach the Coach of the Year, and sometimes I don't think that they're deserving of. If you have a team that was 5th the year before and they get second. To me, that coach is more deserving than the winning team. But I'm blessed and honored to be named the Coach of the Year, and just a direct reference of the work these girls put in, and then Coach Dole, my assistant, helping out too.
Because we were talking on yesterday's episode of the show about how impressive Great Bend has been in fall sports. Football is undefeated. I believe they just won WAC, or they will this week. Volleyball swept the WAC tournament as well. Girls tennis had 2 state qualifiers, and now cross country winning WAC as well. It's been a great year for Great Bend so far.
Yeah, they have a little cup, the WAC Cup or whatever they call it, and it's been a long time since we won that, and it'd be really nice to compete and have a chance to win that thing. The WAC does a great job of keeping up the points and that kind of thing, and it'd be awesome to get that back to Great Bend again.
And just looking ahead, you've got regionals coming up on Saturday. It's going. We talked about it last time you were on the show. Great Bend is hosting for what will this be, the 5th or 6th year in a row?
I think it's the 7th year in a row that we've hosted regional.
Man, okay.
So
what are you expecting out of that?
We're excited. I want to give a shout out to the township and Dave Patton. We're expecting a lot of rain on Thursday and Friday, and our course I'm not so worried about, but the dirt road that goes to our course, it seems to always get muddy. And, I was really worried about buses going down it and vans, school vans, and the spectators. But I gave them a call yesterday morning, and those guys had that road rocked by the afternoon. It was, it was just amazing that they could, first of all, do that, and second of all, do it so fast. So shout out to the township, the county township. That was an incredible job, incredible thing they did for us.
Coach, good luck on Saturday. Looking forward to having you in the studio at the end of cross-country season. And like I said, best of luck at regionals.
Thank you, sir. I'll just keep hoping those LSU Tigers lose.
Hey, Brian Kelly's doing you some favors right now.
Oh, it's great. It's just awesome. It's like having Les Miles back. This is even better.
I think I saw that if Brian Kelly does get fired, which continues to look like more and more of a possibility, he'll be the first LSU head coach to not win a national title since, the 90s, maybe the early 2000s, but still the first in a while to not raise a national championship trophy.
Because Saban won that, and then Les won with Saban's people, and then Coach O won with basically, well, I'd say a lot of Les's people, but he did get Burrow himself. But, yeah, it would be awesome to see him get out of there. But actually, I would like for him to stay forever so LSU can keep being poor. They've invested a lot of money in that team, and doesn't seem he's producing a whole lot.
We'll talk more about that when we get you in the studio, Coach. Thanks for the time.
Sounds good, boss. Thank you.
Thank you. That's Coach Lyles Lashley, head coach of Great Bend Cross Country, joining us here on Sports Day. Big thanks to Coach Lashley and a very successful showing for Great Bend, and we spoke about it. It's been a really successful fall semester. Running short on time here. Sports Day today is presented in part by Equity Bank. There when you need them. Bank local, save big with in-person banking and business banking. Visit equitybank.com for more information. Equity Bank in Great Bend, Hoisington, and Larned. Also by C&E Doors, your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange sign south of 10th and Harrison. We got to hit our last break. When we come back, I was joined yesterday, kind of a late addition to the show. Jared Casey, former tight end for the University of Kansas. Everyone remembers the big game that KU had against Texas a couple of years ago in 2020, I believe it was. But a big-time player for the Jayhawks. He came into the studio yesterday and was kind enough to have a short conversation with me. We'll play that for you when we come back. You're listening to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Hey, Cougar fans, this is Brant Daughtry, voice of the Barton Cougars. Cheering from the stands is great, but you can give our athletes a true competitive advantage by joining the Cougar Booster Club. Boosters provide the best equipment and facility upgrades, helping Barton athletes succeed at the regional and national level. Whether you're a business or an individual, your support matters. Call 620-792-9377 and become a Cougar Booster today. Go Cougars!
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of Your Local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Service from people you know, quality products and professional installation. That's Kern Floor Service. Stop by Kern Floor Service and browse through the different selections of flooring from laminate to vinyl, carpet, wood, and ceramic tile. See their selection of area rugs or special order the one that fits your decor, and don't forget, they can spice up those countertops too. So stop by Kern Floor Service today. Kern Floor Service, 908 Coolidge in Great Bend.
Central and Western Kansas residents, are you looking for a new vehicle? Marmy Auto Group can make it happen. Marmy Auto Group includes Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevrolet, and GMC. Marmy Auto Group, your Central and Western Kansas dealer, has new and pre-owned vehicles, or we can special order your vehicle today. If your existing vehicle needs serviced, Marmy's award-winning service department can help. Come to Marmy Auto Group on 10th or marmies.net. Marmies, make it happen.
Sutherland's is your complete home improvement and hardware store. Tens of thousands of products are in stock at everyday low prices. Sutherland's also offers custom buildings, including post-frame barns, garages, and deck packages too. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Sutherland's, always ready to help you with any project. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, plywood, and OSB, fencing, power tools, furniture, and more. They simply sell for less. Sutherland's, West 10th, Great Bend, helping America build it better since 1917.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness, and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at the Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend, or check out the all-new website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Needing a healthcare plan for your business? Let the experienced team at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your needs. Whether you're a large company or a small business on Main Street, FCMI can help you provide employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. From setup to ongoing support, they handle it all. Schedule your free no-obligation health assessment today at freedomclaimsinc.com. That's Freedom Claims Management Incorporated, with locations in Great Bend, Russell, and Plainville. Selling your farm or ranch acres can be stressful. At Red Cedar Land Company, they are extremely diverse in the number of ways they can represent you, and they tailor each project to meet their seller's needs. One of the biggest questions for a seller is, what is my land worth? At Red Cedar Land Company, they offer a free market analysis to help you better understand the value of your land. You deserve a better selling experience. Put your trust in Red Cedar Land Company. Call Cody Crook with Red Cedar Land Company at 620-617-7320.
C&E Doors, this is Eddie.
I need some work done.
Are you in a haunted house?
No, it's my garage door. I think I might need a new one.
We can take a look. We can do repairs and replacement. We'll see what's right for you.
What a relief. I thought I was going to get stuck in here.
Call the guys in orange at C&E Doors to fix your haunted house.
C&E Doors, Great Bend. Follow the orange signs just south of 10th and Harrison.
Hey seniors, this is your moment. Join us for Barton Community College's Senior Day on November 19th. Whether you're planning to knock out your gen eds before transferring or jump straight into a hands-on career, Barton has the path for you. Oh, and did we mention $6,000 in scholarships are up for grabs? Lock in your spot by November 1st at seniorday.bartonccc.edu. Your future starts now at Barton.
The 20K Christmas Cash Giveaway, presented by Cornerstone Automotive and Tire, Mater Plumbing, Heating and Air, your Bryan dealer, whatever it takes, and Mayo Money Management. And today you can get qualified to become our latest instant finalist at Mayo Money Management. Find them on the corner of 16th and Main in Great Bend from 1 until 4. Now is the time to stop in and talk to Tiff if you have any questions about the markets, interest rates, or inflation fears. When it comes to stock market prices, Mayo Money Management is here to help navigate uncertainty with a clear plan. Because knowledge is power, and panic, it's not a strategy. The team at Mayo Money Management is watching fluctuations and emerging trends every day, helping protect what you've built and positioning you for what's next. If you're looking for ideas on how to spend $20K come December 13th, Mayo Money Management would be a great place to invest that $20K. And you could become our latest instant finalist with a $20K Christmas Cash Giveaway, presented to you by Cornerstone Automotive and Tire, Mater Plumbing, Heating and Air, your Bryan dealer, whatever it takes, and Mayo Money Management, your latest place to become an instant finalist today from 1 until 4.
Welcome back into Sports Day. Brant Daughtry here with you, and a bit of a surprise guest here on the show now. Jared Casey, former tight end, fullback, H-back type body for the Kansas Jayhawks. Jared, thanks for coming in, man. How are things in your world?
They're going pretty good. You know, I just, and first of all, thanks for having me. You know, just after playing football the last 5 years, I just kind of learning about life right now, and I'm still trying to, you know, navigate my way through and hopefully still have a career in football. So I went to a UFL tryout last weekend and trying to get on there with the team and then hopefully work my way back up into the NFL someday. So it's kind of what's been going on in my life.
Well, let's talk about that KU game. Everyone remembers the Texas game that you played in. I mean, Do you have anything that you want to talk about with that or your days at KU? Because the floor is yours, man.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I had a great career, and it started out, pretty rough. First year was 2020, and it was COVID year, and I went in there, didn't really know what to expect. We always had this saying, we wanted to turn everything around, and we eventually did that. But it was a long road of some tough losses, some really bad losses, and then we started to win some, and it was just it felt like a long time during the time, and then it was just looking back over it, it just went by really quickly, it felt like. So, but yeah, like I said, it was a dream of mine to play Division I football and play for KU especially, and I'm hoping that I can carry that on into the pros someday. So,
it played it at a high level and a high enough level to have an opportunity with the Chiefs over this past year. Talk about that experience. What was the NFL like?
Yeah, it was a little bit different. It's definitely a business for sure in that type of level, and went to the Chiefs mini camp and played pretty well and just didn't stick on there. And then the next week I went to the Miami Dolphins mini camp as well. So, just getting your name out there, getting into that type of level and league is something that's big for someone like me trying to get on. And like I said, I went to a UFL tryout, so hopefully play there for maybe a year and then get my way back up into the league. So
always trying to work your way back up. So you're here today. Why exactly? What's brought you to Great Bend today?
Well, it was kind of a surprise. I mean, Austin had texted my aunt, and they kind of set this deal up, and my mom got involved into it. So, he said he wanted to meet me, and, I learned about his story and what was all going on, and his ties about what type of athlete he is and everything like that. So, yeah, it was my pleasure to make the short trip from Plainville to Great Bend to come say what's up and talk a little bit with Austin.
That's really cool, man. Austin, you want to hop on a mic, man? You want to come in?
I'm autistic, so it kind of gets hard for me to communicate.
Sure. But I mean, the fact is, you got a guy that you wanted to meet. You've met a couple of celebrities, man, because of your accomplishments and what you've been able to do, and it's been impressive, man.
Yeah, I've met Michael Phelps. I've met Katie Nicole, a Christian singer. I've met Asia Simone Smith, who's Miss Kansas USA 2025. And I've met some other people, too.
And today you're meeting Jared. You brought him in here, so talk about why you wanted to meet Jared.
Oh, I think he's a really awesome person.
Appreciate that.
It goes a long way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, like I said, after I talked to my mom about, Austin, and then he texted my aunt and everything like that. It was just, this stuff that you don't really think about is like you just go out and play the game and, making people's days and stuff. I don't know if I'm up there with Michael Phelps, but, I was pretty honored to be contacted to come and meet him for sure.
In the eyes of at least one person, you're up there with Michael Phelps.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, it's really cool to meet you, man. And thanks for letting me come here and talk to you. So,
yeah.
All right, I think that's going to do it for us, guys. Thanks for coming in today. This is really cool. I mean, you just decided to meet at the station. I got a text last night and said that this might be happening, but.
Yeah, I was just as surprised, to be honest with you, too. So, it was, it was kind of just a split-second decision. I was watching one of my buddies coach high school football on Friday night, went home for a few days, and learned of this last night, probably about 7 o'clock. So we kind of got it rolling within a few hours. So.
That's about 2 hours before I learned about it.
Yeah.
So, hey, guys, thanks for coming in today. Jared, it was nice to meet you, man. Austin, always good to see you, brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's Jared Casey and Austin Livingston joining us here on Sports Day. Big thanks to Austin. Austin actually set that up and was kind of, like I said, a last-minute surprise kind of thing. But really cool to talk to Jared. Super nice dude. We talked off the air for a little while, and I've seen a lot of Division I athletes in my time, but seeing guys like that up close. He's not the tallest guy. He's about 6 foot. But, just barrel-chested, thick, man, and strong. It's all muscle. And, I mean, that's what D1 athletes look like, man. They look kind of like, oh, wow, you have put a lot of time into sculpting yourself. And hopefully, I mean, he talked about how he's getting some tryouts right now. He went to a couple of training camps, and he's waiting on that phone call to hit. And I'm certainly rooting for him. He's a really nice dude. Sports Day today is presented in part by Great Bend Rec, providing quality leisure, cultural, sports, fitness, and educational programs to improve the quality of the community and the individual lives of their community members. Also brought to you by Freedom Claims Management. Let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management, Inc. customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's needs. On tomorrow's show, we'll have on Zach Baird, head coach of the Hoisington Cardinals. They moved to 7-0 after an historic win over Larned, 86-6 the final there. They set a couple of team records there, or at least placed themselves pretty high up in the history books. It is the second most, I'll go ahead and bury the lead, second most points that Hoisington has ever scored in a game, and this is history going back to the 20s based on the research that we could find. So, like, in the last 100 years of Hoisington football, these facts are true as best as we can tell. It's the second most points that Hoisington has scored in school history, the third largest margin of victory that Hoisington has ever had in a win. And I believe it's the most points that Larned High School has ever given up in a game. It was a heck of an effort from Hoisington, and again, the starters only played in the first half, and that makes that win all the more impressive. But that will do it for today's show. Big thanks to Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Kansas State Wildcats. Big thanks to Coach Lyles Lashley, the world-famous Cajun chef, for joining us. And big thanks to Jared Casey for stopping by the studio as well and for meeting with Austin Livingston. And, yeah, everyone around here knows that story and how cool he is and all of that. So big thanks to those guys for coming on the show. Big thanks to Landon Winkler for running the cameras and the video stream. Big thanks to you for watching and listening. I'm Brant Daughtry. Hey, we'll be doing it again tomorrow, same time, same place, 12:30 right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.